Welcome to all God's children who are born free, tied only to an umbilical cord, then tongue-tied and bound to a color code switching bait to keep us on the hook for white body supremacy. Being expected not to cry about it is a slap in the face, epistemic violence, because there should only be family ties that bind us for a kingdom coming. So in this final episode, I am issuing an altar call for those who would set themselves apart from the worldliness of neocolonialism and white body supremacy to become a permanent site of resistance, embodying the evidence of things unseen. Believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. Believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. Believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. Believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. The Underground Railroad never stopped running, and our conductor has never left us. We continue to follow in the footsteps of Araminta Ross, also known as Harriet Tubman, also known as Mother Moses, who knew white body supremacy would only let her people go so far. She knew self-emancipation was the way, that freedom couldn't be captured on paper. Tubman said, "There was one of two things I had a right to, liberty or death. If I could not have one, I would have the other." We also understand the blatant double standard when there are calls for resistance and freedom, as explained by Brother Minister James Baldwin, who said, "If any white man in the world says, 'Give me liberty or give me death,' the entire white world applauds. When a black man says exactly the same thing, word for word, he is judged a criminal and treated like one. And everything possible is done to make an example of this bad N-word, so there won't be any more like him. So don't say anything as all of this is understood, socially arranged, and has been explained before. African American bodies are acceptable as casualty for everyone's freedom but their own." So we trace the trail on our tongues. Passageways are whispered these days because our leaders have been systematically targeted, assassinated, whitewashed, and then paraded as American heroes, because it is better they be given headstones and holidays rather than a fair hearing, which is why they shouldn't have asked for anything, because it gives our autonomy, our agency, our authority away. Instead, like our ancestors, we steal away, as we are not deceived by the performative whiteness that lends itself to terroristic violence to maintain its dominating way of life. The abolitionist movement is now housed in our bodies, sacred temples, and we are always breaking new ground because the hateful are still shooting and killing our people even when their heads are bowed. It's clear that forgiveness was never the solution, that justice and equality are not the goal, that King was right when he said, "I fear I may have integrated my people into a burning house." Because these fire starters bomb churches too. The flame is so bright that folks can finally see that America has no moral vision, that even the belly of the beast is hollowed out. The desire to be filled with power is insatiable, and the belief that African Americans should be okay with this arrangement of our bodies as targets, as sites of humiliation and oppression on this capitalist colonial project, the United Plantations of America, is unsustainable. We will no longer capitulate and stay in these socially assigned, minoritized, and marginalized places in a country that will give an inch only to take us back hundreds of years. Because this is the plan and the playbook of race. Seer and Saint Baldwin declared in 1980, the year of my birth, what we are dealing with really is that for Black people in this country, there is no legal code at all. We're still governed, if that is the word I want, by the slave code. We will not keep our heads down and somehow work around this reality. We will not live with the realization that the intention was never for this to work out for us, that promises made on paper can be ripped up, that a single election cycle can take us back to the beginning of our struggle with colonialism and white body supremacy. No, this won't stand, and we won't stay here for this. We've got to get moving. Calling all ex-colored people, calling all ex-colored people, calling all ex-colored people who have lost faith in white body supremacy. It's time to get on board. We are gathered here today to lift as we climb out of these ditched identities, to shirk the duties of subordination, to deny the oppressor every opportunity to perform domination, to desert this racialized place and time that occupies our bodies. We are leaving now. Fall in line as we organize 2 by 2. Don't let nobody turn you around. Instead, hold the line because it's freedom time and the day of our salvation is here. Won't you come? Won't you give your heart to the drum that beats outside of your chest? Won't you receive the message? Won't you give me your hand? Won't you take a stand against the oppressor and the overseer, against the man and the missus, against Jim and Jane Crow, against neocolonial racism, against the capitalist machine, against the prison industrial complex, against the system, against the empire with many heads, names, and addresses, and ways to maintain the tricks of this trade in human flesh? Won't you be delivered from the only way that this can go and what this country will always go back to, that is its roots on the plantation? Turn your back on it. Refuse to explain yourself, to answer to it, to live according to these color codes that section off our shared humanity. Throw up your hands to it. Give up on it. Make no more attempts to fix it, to patch it, to mend it. Instead, save your strength. Keep your eyes on the prize and hold on to each other, lest we be ripped and torn apart by the terror that looms behind a smile that is closed and thin-lipped. This is the Raceless Gospel. Stand on it. This is an altar call, an invitation to kneel before our transcendent selves and rise into the consciousness of who we have always been, answering only to ourselves, which is not to be confused with what we have been called. Those damned exonyms, Negro, N-word, colored, black. No, we are Africans in America, people of soul and soil, not people of color. The same is true of those who believe themselves to be white, who recreate entire people groups as colors, beige, black, brown, red, and yellow. No, we are leaving this color-coded caste system and moving on up a little higher. So come and confess your freedom dreams and visions and the commitment to make those words flesh, becoming a site of resistance and the evidence of things unseen. This is the only faith I believe in. So come now, as we need more abolitionists, more stockholders, more tricksters, more pilots, more station masters and conductors on this train bound for freedom. More ex-colored people will be arriving soon because white body supremacy has reached the end of the line and it's cycling through old narratives, evidenced by its leader who goes off the rails regularly. While they are content to have him nod off during filmed meetings, let's make a break for it. I'll see you on the other side of this. Let's run on and see what life after white body supremacy and an end to these ruling relationships can be. Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you believe? Because I believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. Believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. Believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. Believe I'll run on, see what the end gon' be. This concludes this season of the podcast, but not its work and witness. To learn more about the Raceless Gospel Initiative and its conductor, Starlette Thomas, visit goodfaithmedia.org.